This episode is a conversation between Shelby, Earl, and myself, which would end up becoming an article that she wrote for the online magazine The Fold. Our topic was about being a musician, a female musician, and a mother. And it was a deep conversation, which I extremely enjoyed and had been wanting to have for years. So I thank her deeply for reaching out to me to start this discussion. I hope you all enjoy it. It's a topic that I think isn't talked about often, and we are planning in the future to build a roundtable of women for a discussion that we will record and post as well. I hope you all enjoy it, my lovelies. I hope your holidays are going well. Welcome to Music and Motherhood.
Oh, you're there. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me make sure this is working. Hang on, just.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it is. Nice.
Woohoo!
So you are being recorded for the record.
Okay.
I want to make sure you're used to it. Pro.
I'm also driving, but
oh, you are. Okay.
I'm driving to my son's school, funny enough, as we talk about children, because boy, howdy, have I had a children's week, or child. But we can talk about that.
So great. Well, I'll try to keep this brief enough, but, so as I told you in the email, I am expecting my first child.
Thank
you. I'm due in April. And, so I'm like looking at, but I've been living as a full-time independent artist, and I'm like, wow, this will get interesting real fast. So, I was talking to the wonderful Amanda Carter-Gomez over at The Fold, and she was like, oh my gosh, we should do a series of interviews, blah, 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 and talk to ladies who are already doing this and find out how they're doing it. Because I feel like people don't tell this story a whole lot for some reason.
Nobody talks about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was so excited when you brought it up. I thought it was so uncanny because I thought this before. Like, I sought out books like by Patti Smith. I'm like, she took 35 years to raise kids. Or Kristen Hirsch, who has like 4 kids, and she's bipolar. I'm like, how the hell is or what does that look like? And maybe it's no matter what it looks like, because, like what's happening to you and why and blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, especially because I think people are more determined to do both. Or like keep their musical life alive. But anyway, this is awesome. Thank you for saying yes. And okay, I'll just dive in. How long do you have, do you think?
Oh, I have an hour, so I'm
you do? Okay. Awesome.
I think line up at 3, so yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, I'll dive in, and I'm sure we'll go off these questions, which is fine.
I could probably 3 rounds with you talking about it.
I know, right? I know, that'll be like the main challenge. Like, where do we start? Where do we end? Okay, well, I thought maybe just starting with, I know about you musically, but like brief history of your musical life, and then at what point you decided to start a family in there.
Yeah, sure. So I started in bands when I'd say 89. I was 23. And I did choir. I'm primarily a singer, so I just grew up in the Tri-Cities, so there weren't bands there like we saw in Seattle. So I did choir, and did from choir to like solo competitions or whatever, because our high school was sort of into that. Or no, actually it was junior high. I didn't do as much of it in high school. Any hootie. So when I got to Seattle, I actually had done something else that was challenging. So I'd gone to live in France and with the school, and then got a job as a nanny because I really wanted to learn how to speak French, but I'm a terrible. So I kind of just knew myself well enough to say, you're forced to learn this. So that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. So when I got back to Seattle, I was like, okay, we used to try other things that you have always wanted to do, and music. So I was like, oh, I'll join a band, like not knowing anything about being in a band, like nothing, zero. But it didn't matter. That's what I appreciate about those times, and in particular, probably myself, that I was like, it didn't matter. I was like, whatever, I want to do this thing. I don't know anything, so so proceed ahead, whatever.
Yes.
Like, what are you gonna do? So so I answered the Ad in the Rocket, and those people were the makings of Hammerbox, and so Hammerbox was for like 5 years, and we got signed to A&M Records, and then we had the internal implosion of the band, and which happened, and then I actually was, James, our bass player, left first, and then I left, because I just didn't feel like I wanted to learn how to write songs, like full songs, like, writing the music and the lyrics and melody. And I had a great start by just writing lyrics and melody, but I wanted to write, have a full thought. And I just, our band had a lot of internal, just crap. And so I didn't feel like I was going to get that, so I walked and then started Goodness, which was me slowly kind of, what I find for Rash was like just the balls, you know what I mean? Like, you had a 2-record deal with A&M Records, and I walk on the second one. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get another band. I mean, like, lawyers were yelling at me, going, "You're ruining everyone's lives," and I didn't care.
Oh my God, amazing.
Nobody cares about how I feel. Fuck off. I was so, I'm pretty pragmatic and logical that way.
Yeah.
So I'm not stuck in the fantastical, or I don't do this because I need to be famous, or obviously. Yeah. But anywho, I just was sort of like, this can't go well. I feel like shit. Nobody cares, so I walked anyways. And then started slowly pulled people together for Goodness, which morphed a little bit. And then Goodness was signed to Lava Atlantic, funny enough, by one of the guys who had tried to get Hammerbox on Atlantic, which was, what a small world. But, so we were signed by them, and then which happens with, I think, people, especially women who can sing, right? They wanted to pull me out from the band to do a solo record instead. And this is after having recorded our second record twice. And the way they went about it was just shitty. And again, I'm very proud. I'm like, God, that was horrible. No, I'm not going with you. Just the way they said it. Anyway. Yeah. And so we were signed to a couple other labels like Immortal, Epic, and I can't remember if there was another one. I can't remember. Anywho, it slowly petered out, as you do. That's hard on the band. Yeah. And again, internal things and stress. Feel left. The bass player always leaves first. I don't know why. I feel like I'm going to write a book that says the bass player always leaves first.
You should. That's awesome.
And so she left because she was pregnant, and she had a baby, like her daughters, and graduated from high school. Anywho.
Wow.
So, and I think I was 30 then. So yeah, she was pregnant and left, and then we imploded. And I had started doing. Right then, I was like, okay, it's time to do solo work. Like, I just want to know what I can do. So I did solo work, and I continue to do that. Like, I'm working on a 4th solo CD and a record or whatever.
Yay!
Then I've done side projects like the Rockbirds with Danny, Chris from Goodness, and Rick Friel and Mike McCready. Yeah. As a side project that we don't do anything with, but So that's kind of the gamut. It's, sort of, I've done other side things, like I started a band momentarily called Esther Kang, and just because I miss doing rock and roll stuff. So, but at about, after getting in, I think I did my 3rd solo CD, and I had met my husband, and we were pretty whirlwind, and I think when I released the record, I played shows until I was 8 months pregnant.
Nice.
So yeah, right. Yes, possible. I did New Year's Eve at the Showbox with Moktube, I think.
Awesome.
Huge, just like but whatever. I loved being pregnant. I loved it. I felt like I had a buddy in my belly, and
yeah.
I felt like I didn't have to worry about my weight, which was amazing. Like, it was like, I'm going to dress this belly up. Like, So when I think that was Orion was born 2008. So I played shows up until 2007, I guess.
Cool.
And then have taken a huge, obviously 10-year hiatus, 11, with lots of other twists and turns. But I will tell you this. It's taken me probably till this. I'm having massive revelations about my life even this week.
Really?
Yeah. But I took a turn away from music in several ways. Like, at some point, I also got tired of being poor, and I got a job with Nordstrom.com and have done project management, like tech project management, ever since, on and off. And then when I, kind of whirlwind, got married, had Orion, I remember being in the house doing dishes and going, what the fuck has happened? Like, how did I go from being a rock star, feeling badass, to cleaning up after an adult man and doing dishes and just fucking being tired? Like, what? Like,
yeah.
Anyway, that's my spiel. That was a very lengthy synopsis.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, this is the weird, side note. What's so crazy is I put my third record out last year. I got pretty whirlwind married 2 years ago, and very similar timeline. I also hit the point of being tired of being broke. So now I'm like, okay, for real. I want to keep playing music, but how am I going to make a living and support a human? But anyway, I was going to ask about your 10-year hiatus. Was that, did you see that coming? Did you know, if I have a kid, I'll probably take a break from music for a minute, or was that kind of unexpected?
No, I think I truthfully knew that was coming, and I kind of wanted it. Like, I was pretty burnt out. I hit a wall of burnout just because I've been touring or doing all of that kind of business, and it's unfortunate that I would call it business, right, for over a decade. And I just didn't, I wasn't raised to be an artist. This is what I feel about it. So I didn't have the knowledge or sometimes you need somebody outside of yourself to say, no, what you are as an artist, it looks like this. Here's how you sustain yourself during these times when it feels unstructured and pointless. You need to be able to ground yourself in the value of art and you as the artist, and reevaluate what is it you really need in life. Like, do you need a house and a new car and a bunch of clothes, or do you, what do you need? Because you just need, food and fun stuff, or you should periodically go get jobs to satiate, buying a car, or, all those things are great. Like, it's not to be spamming, but there's a whole lesson out there about understanding what, knowing you got to understand what you want, pack the value of what you do love, and then actively figure out, okay, how do I go do that? Even when I feel fucking freaked out,
Right.
So I knew that it was coming, and so I naturally and, happily, I would go to practices and be like, I think Orion was 6 months old or maybe less, and I just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be in a stinky, windowless room. I don't care, and it's kind of depressing, and I felt the real pull to be with my kid. Like, my son and I feel like are soulmates. It's crazy.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Awesome. And even now, I'm going to pick him up early because we're, I'm gone a lot. Not even because of music, but because I'm commuting to Seattle, and so I'm ruminating right now. And this is, I'd love to meet actually and talk more about this as a.
I would too. I'm bookmarking all these other questions.
Oh yeah, because I'm in the middle of. So I'm 52, but I feel like I'm forever 25.
Wait, Carrie, are you joking? So you were 42? I am 42.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Were you 42 when you had your kid?
I was 41, yeah.
Oh, my God. We're like living lives.
I know.
This is so crazy.
I do think your calling was a massive synchronicity. Like I believe in that kind of stuff. And
yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay, when you texted or you emailed, I was just like, ping, ping, like synchronicity. I was like, yeah, I want to have that conversation.
Yeah. Oh my God. Awesome. Yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
I interrupted you though. Yep.
Well, that's okay. I definitely, I wanted a family, but I felt bad about it though. Like, and that's the turmoil I would encourage you not to have is, I never settled on anything. Like, so I didn't feel like being in practice. I felt like being with my kid. I wish I had said to myself, stop, be with your kids.
Yeah.
Later, like, it's fine. Although I would miss, it's such an empowering thing to do. I also didn't want to lose that, or I don't know, I had some struggle there. But, and also being newly married with a kid is rough. I mean, it was for us. Like,
yeah.
So we didn't have a lot of time hanging out by ourselves, and even to this day, like Marty and I we're like 11 years in, and it's still like it's hard to as we evolve and learn and grow. We're doing it's such the classic men, women, like female communications, blah blah.
Yeah.
So like that first year was maximum fatigue, and all that kind of stuff, and then I hit real burnout on Seattle also at about 2010. And for me personally, I just felt like I couldn't, my history in Seattle felt too heavy to me. And I couldn't feel like I could be new or get out from under that. And I was working at EMP at the time, managing their educational like camps and classes. And I just felt like everyone, not that anybody meant bad, but they kept talking about me in the past. Like, oh, geez. Like, oh, I remember when you did that show at Rock Candy, or I remember when you did this, or I loved Hammerbox, or whatever. And I just felt like going, I'm not dead, people. Right. Like, I'm hitting my prime, frankly. Like, all that stuff was great, but I'm still evolving, and I'm fucking really good. Like, I don't know. Yeah. And so we decided to move, and I got recruited to work at Target in Minneapolis. Okay. Full synchronicity. It was crazy. And so we moved to Minneapolis, which was even kind of weirder, like, because now I'm moving to a town where I met people who knew me. But of course I have no history like I have in Seattle. So all of me of that is gone. And now I'm just a mom. Working, and on top of it, working a corporate job, which is a whole nother conversation. Yeah, totally. I'm going to deter you from that. Yeah. Big time. Because I'm having amazing, wonderful revelations and I'm going to be making decisions that I wish I would have known or been strong enough to make back then. Like, for me, going into corporate world, it's like I lost myself. And you're forever trying to dress the right way, act the right way, quickly, and it left me feeling very hollow and lonely. And it's only now that I have very actively decided to want to recognize that and understand it and then change it. Yeah. Maybe quit. Yeah. So. Yeah. We can put that in or leave that out. You of the article. Not allowed to my employer yet, yeah. But no, I definitely relate to that. Because I touched base with you right before I quit corporate world to play music. I kind of did it backwards. But I remember reaching out to you. You were at Nordstrom, and I was at Amazon. Yeah. And I was like, I'm dying. My soul is dying. And you were like, well, don't come here. Yeah, no. I was like, shit. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, one of the things I was going to ask, too, like, in that time when you had Orion, but you were still playing music, I assume you were surrounded by all dudes. Was it like you and a bunch of dudes? Or were there other? I mean, and did they get it? I guess is my question. Oh, yeah, I've always been surrounded by dudes. I mean, but I don't really care. I've never been unconfident about my gender. Like, I just don't,
Yeah.
I've thought about it. Like, I mean, I get that, but I personally just don't function that way. But, no, at that point when I had Orion, I think no one's really fucked with me about that. You know what I mean? And if they did, I'd give them holy hell. But, because I think at that time I just was dabbling in projects and doing some things with people, but I think they knew. I mean, the minute you go, like, I have to go get my kid, they're not going to challenge you on that.
Right, right.
And I don't feel like I can't get people to I never felt like I couldn't get people to play music with me.
Yeah.
If I do. Because even if it's for one show, it'll be a good experience. I just didn't have the energy to start a band, run a band, and book shows. And in Minneapolis, I mean, they have a healthy music scene. I met people at, the radio station there that's like KEXP. I knew a producer a well-known producer, and like I could have gone and done that. I just did not have it in me. That's just me, though.
Well, no, I imagine that's different. That story is going to be different for everyone, right? Like, I mean, one of my bandmates had her first baby and like tried to show up to play the show. 2 days later, her husband was like holding the 2-day-old. I was like, get out of here, dude. What are you doing? But she was like psychotically determined. And I was like, take a deep breath. Like, I'm not going to forget you. I'm not, but that's, the other extreme. And I imagine, everyone responds everywhere in between, right? And I brought up the question about dudes because one of the first people I told that I was pregnant is a male musician in town, not someone I play with, but he actually said, well, there goes your music career. And I was like, I don't feel like that's a given. What?
But does he have kids or is he just?
He has kids. And
I will say this. I mean, well, no one needs to say that, but because there's plenty of times I've played music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I stopped and never played music or did shows. Like, it's not. So, did I run or build a dedicated band that met on a regular basis and then plan? Like that. That I will say is a lot of work, and it takes time. And that time, especially when you have a baby and the formative years of a kid takes away some time from that, right? But, but what I didn't do, but I've seen other people do, is like you bring that kid along for the ride as long as their personality can do that. Like my son is very introverted. Bringing him to practice spaces or shows is just not going to happen. It's terrifying to him. Like I brought him to things where it's just he's 10, but I brought him to things where walking into a big dark room with a lot of people and then the band kicks in, he's like, it literally is cacophonous to him. He's like, fuck no, like it runs out like
oh my gosh.
So for his personality, it's not fun for him.
Right.
And he's not mellow, that's a lot for him. Or God, I did a song with Danny like on Vashon at this place, and just the volume in the dark in the backstage freaked him out. And so that's who he is, So I mean, I think you could bring your kids along for the ride, right? There's plenty of people who do. Yeah. I think my question is, or not my question, but my thought is, I find that time, well, no, let me back that up because there's plenty of years of annoyance. I mean, there's just, there's a lot of exhaustion when they're babies. Or for me.
Yeah.
You're sleep deprived, you're breastfeeding if you so choose, so you're really tired, especially that first year. if you have a good partner, you could sort of, so there's just that truth. Like, I was tired. I was just like, I can't do it all, which is hard for me to admit. But, and then I just was like, well, where do I want to put my energy? Like, I don't, my mom also died when I was in Minneapolis. And so,
wow.
Yeah. So like time spent with people and my family and my kid got real serious to me. Like, what are you doing dicking around if you're dicking around in a practice space away from your kid? Like, that's just me though. Like, I got real, none of this matters. Even my job now, I'm like, none of this matters if, he's only going to be 10 one time. So I get in that mindset, like, too much time away from him is not the life I want. And I am a pretty massive nurturer, so.
Okay, yeah.
So that's, not that, most people aren't, but like, I felt a real pull.
Yeah.
Lots of guilt, like, and I don't, and my mind was just sort of like, you've done a shit ton of this. You've succeeded. What is it you want? I knew I was like, it's not like you want to get in a van and tour, and it's just not the same anymore. And so what are you striving for? But if I could build a life now, which I'm sort of gunning to do, is I'd love to have like, okay, there's peak season for playing shows. Let's make a record, and in the summer we go tour around and we make a bunch of our money, and my kid comes with. Maybe we bring a friend, and then boom, I got 6 months where I'm hibernating.
Yeah.
Or I'm working at something else. So there's lots of ways it could take shape. But I just, I wanted to be a mom. I want to be a good mom. You know what I mean? I want to be there for them. And what I didn't like, and so I started integrating in more like, hey, do you know, by the way I play music,
Right.
Because when we were in Minneapolis, I said to my husband, I said, if I never spoke about it and we had no evidence of it and we stayed here in Minneapolis, Orion would never know anything about my time in Seattle or my music history, and that's fucking weird.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like a whole segment of who I am in my life.
Yeah.
He just, would never know that girl? Like, that's weird. And
that must have been kind of scary, I would imagine.
It was a little bit, yeah. And I think, it made me feel, it exacerbated the lost feeling, kind of, whoa, where am I?
Yeah.
Like, who now? Like, and so, I had some struggles around that.
Well, I was gonna ask about that, because it sounds like you sort of redefined, which, like, on the one hand sounds wonderful to me, because you get tired of, like, writing your own name a million, saying your own name. That's where I'm at. So, like, on the one hand, it sounds great to me to focus on someone else for 10 years. Like, that sounds amazing. And yet there is, like, the fear of being totally redefined, which is what it sounds like you came right up against in Minneapolis, especially since you moved. It was like double whammy. You had a kid and moved away. And that is scary. It's like, I'm already going, wow, I'm not interested in playing the promo game. And yet, holy crap, like, am I just going to, like, let it go? I guess the question in that is then, with enough space, is that, it sounds like that's kind of changing again. Like, you're re-energized. Is it like new creative energy, or is it new energy to kind of get back in all of it?
No, it's more a creative energy around creating the pocket how I want it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about chasing KXP.
Right, yes.
I just don't, like, because I'm not, my end game is not to get back in the game, like, but I know what I can do is I can go record, I can go get a million great musicians in town, I can play killer shows, and I'm mostly interested in shows in weird, interesting places. I can go get that.
Yeah.
So I know all the things that are in my control where I can get my yayas off, like, or just thing. I have no desire to. It makes me kind of like I instantly get uncomfortable. Like, it doesn't feel right to start caring about I got to release my record in this month so that it gets the most attention. Then I got to go get people to give a shit about it. All of that makes my gut says no.
Yeah.
Because I'm not capable of that. But what I do want is I want to sing. I want to enjoy my music. I want to express myself. I can go have a big show. Hell, I can have a show with you. We could get, fill a room. Like, great.
Yeah.
Done deal. I can go build a festival in Walla Walla at a winery. If I want, I'll go get it for myself.
Right.
I do not like waiting for people to give me permission. I don't like waiting for approval. Never have.
Yeah.
It's fucking maddening, and I just can't care about it because it'll just eat me up. And so, but I'm very confident in, like, I love the music I'm making. I know I have great fans, and all I care about is that I want to play that stuff in cool places with cool people. That excites me.
Yeah.
I like creating, like a big show. Like, I love the game in short term, like, because I like marketing. I like all that. I just don't want to have to hang my hat on it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I have to do it. I'm like, no, I'd love to do a good show and, like, cold call people and get, sell tickets. If it's for like a short term, like, we're doing this retrospective of my stuff.
Yeah.
At the Tractor, and I was like, I've never had male musicians say, we would like to celebrate you.
Oh, I love it, and I love Ben London.
Oh, my
God. God bless him.
So it came out of, we did the Mother Love Bone. I did a couple songs at that Mother Love Bone tribute show for Smash. And it's the first time ever, which felt really good. It was the first time ever, like, I came into the practice room. We did Come By the Apple. And I think I sang the song, and there was a palpable silence, like, motherfucker. Like, I cannot sing. Like,
yeah.
And Tim DeJulio looks over and he goes, I will play on anything you want to do.
Yes. Oh, God, I love it.
Just based on the fact that you're good at what you do. And I was like, that's all I need. That's all I need. Like, I don't need it from you, really. But thank you. That made me feel good.
Yeah. So. Well, and that just sounds so, like, pure. It all feels really pure and, like, free, like you're in a really free place. And I know you're still turning all this stuff over in your mind, it sounds like, and figuring out what next, but it sounds like it's just coming coming from a really fresh, and I keep thinking just like re-energize. You're like re-energized. Did you have to like practice a bunch? Were you in like vocal shape already? Did you have to get, or how have you kind of maintained that?
Well, I have years of, when I started with choir and training, so there's a lot of basic things like, how you project, how you don't hurt your voice. But I will say this, when I joined Hammerbox, I only lost my voice one time, and in a great classic way, like, we were touring in Europe, and I couldn't talk. I'd open my mouth, but I could sing, which I thought was interesting. And I would spend every show before the show with my head in a boiling pot and towel, and then literally, like, throw lipstick on and get on stage.
Oh, my gosh.
Silence. And so I had the beginning of nose. And so when I got back, we had to cancel a bunch of shows because I literally had to not talk. Just talking's harder on your voice than singing, and whispering's worse. So I have a bunch of training and all of that. And then when I got back, I actually went and saw Greta Harley, and I have always attributed her help to completely saving me. She was the first person who ever talked to me about teaching me how to sing to rock music. Oh, cool. And she was the first person to ever talk to me about what it means to be an artist as well. And it was I had 4 lessons, but it was revelatory.
Oh, awesome.
She was, we talked about how to get grounded. She talked about, being an artist is in everything that you do. So you are that. And then we talked a lot about how to, basically the techniques of singing over amps. And so I also would do things like I know for me, like lots of dairy and carbonation and all of that are terrible. I also know not to push it when I can't hear shit.
Yeah.
So can't hear me too bad.
Yeah.
And then, so a lot of that stuff. But and also, like, we're going to do this retro show, and I'm like, I'm not doing 3 practices in a row right in front of the show. And Ben knows that. Ben's like, I don't want to wear you out. Because none of these songs are like, the belters are not light.
Yeah, you're not taking any vacations in your music. I've heard you.
No.
I love it. I mean, we all love it, but it's intense.
But, and as you get older, I'm curious about, what happens to the vocal cords and what you do. But I'm swear to God, like at 52, though, I sing better than I have in my whole life. Like,
awesome.
You know yourself so well. I'm also one of the who's like, I've always been interested in singing like a guitar player's interested in playing guitar. Like, I want to know what I can do. How do I make that sound? How do I hold that note? How do I, I think about it that way. So.
Right. That is awesome. Well, this is interesting because my voice teacher years ago said, first things first, your voice won't be done developing until you're 40 or whatever it is, like early 40s. And then she said, and wait until you have a baby, Shelby. Just wait. Your voice will get that much more powerful, because she was always like, you'll be connected to your roots. I'm like, good God, woman. But, I'm like, let's see, So I'm not surprised that your voice feels better than ever. It's probably, you've been like living into it fully now, and that is so cool. Well, my one last sort of like topic related to this is how you've seen, or if you've seen your creativity change or like wane or any of that, because it's obviously like a big fear, right? Like, am I going to have nothing to say? I've had like 3 people be like, now you'll make a kids record.
Oh my God. My sister said this. My stepsister always says the same thing. You should do a kids record or you should do a country record. And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, really? What, for the hell of it? I'm like, thanks for thinking so shallow. But no, that's not going to happen to you. It just won't, because you're going to be experiencing things on a different level. You're going to have thoughts about that, and you're going to write it as you wish. I mean, I'll tell you, like this record, I will be so happy to just send you this record before other people get it, just because.
Oh, yay.
I mean, just thinking if you, just for your personal listening, and because it's a passage record. I'm going to call it passage, I think, but it's, what I love about the writing now is that it's so personal. Like, it's my own personal private poetry, right? Like, for things that I need to say. And that's the only reason. And that's why I'll never lose. I'm writing for me, Like, if I'm happy, customer served, like, good.
Right.
Yes. Like, I really say that a lot to people. I'm like, if you're happy, then you're complete. That's it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks at all.
Yeah.
And and you write deeper. I'm sorry, but so much more is happening to you. You're going to write more.
Yeah. Oh, I love this.
Tired. You might be a little tired, but no, you're going to be even fuller woman.
Yeah.
You're going to birth a human being, for crap. You're going to be tired. You're going to have arguments. You're going to watch someone grow. You're going to have doubt. I mean, those are fodder for amazing lyrics.
Right. Awesome. I love it. Yes.
That's awesome.
See, this is the hope. I don't need someone to tell me I'm going to be on tour, all year, every year. But I need to hear that I will still make.
You'll make music. There's no doubt about it, right? Because you're going to want to share that with your kids. And your child may want to play music, right? So, or they may be cool if you bring them to, like, the summer festivals that you play, and you bring your husband or a friend, and they, I'll hold your child while you play a song. Like, that's all very possible. I talk about Orion, like, I just don't bring him to the stuff. One, because it's, like I said, he doesn't love a crowd. So, but there's plenty of ways to play music, and I think you should decide that you're going to do that. And just know you're going to do that in some fashion. Maybe it's not the first 2 years, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. And then what I like to think is, okay, what would be the funnest scenario for playing music for you? Like Like, I would. I'm like, hey, I don't really care about touring, but I'd love to put together a show at Sleight of Hand Winery in Walla Walla, and I want Shelby, myself, but like, I'm picking a picture car. I'm like, great, I'm good.
Yeah. That's
kind of fun I want to have.
Right.
I just,
so good.
Fantasies about, like, I want to play Montreal. I feel like I'm like,
yeah.
Like, but I'm not willing to, I'm not willing to beg for it, or I'm just not. And you know what? I will say this. I've had to reconcile the fact that I just don't want to and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, absolutely. There are lots of things in life to invest in. Yep.
Well, you can beat yourself up because I'm sure you're like me, like I'm a worker bee,
Yeah.
I know how to go market or do whatever I want. It's been hard for me to go, I just don't think I want to, and I'm going to need to not regret whatever it is I think I'm missing.
Yep. Oh, there it is right there.
There. Yeah.
There it is. You nailed it there, sister.
Yeah. And the truth is, I really don't think we're missing shit.
No, I know. Yep.
Because I swear to God, and even in the last year, I'll be on these scenarios where I'm like, really? This shit's happening again? Oh, you got to be kidding me. I don't know. Like someone saying, we decided to headline on a Tuesday night. Well, lucky you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
yeah, totally.
That's not a gift, by the way, Like,
yeah. Oh, my God. Hilarious. Well, I think those are my questions. Is there anything else you were like, oh, I need to say this? Or like...
well, I mean, it's not on your topic. I mean, the things I'm also...
That's okay.
Are, so I started coaching people and doing workshops and retreats, and some of it's creative, and it's really based in my interest in empowering people, because it's something I just really enjoy it, always have, like saying, fuck yeah, you can do that, or you're not, or I heard you're fine, like that kind of thing is something I really enjoy, so I'm trying to do. I'd like to give people with that, like I do that well. I'd rather see the courage for someone else that needs it, because I feel like people get stuck in their stories and perspectives and they feel alone. I mean, I have.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have someone there going, oh, hell no, what do you want? Let's go get it. If that's what you really want.
Yeah.
Well, don't feel bad if you don't want it, or, just perspective changing. So I'm doing that, and
super
my goal, fantasy, or I should just say it's my goal, in the next year or so, or however long it takes, like I want my world to be, here's how I'd be happy, where I do workshops, retreats, and then half my year is shows, festivals, make music, what else? Some conglomeration of all that work. That's my work. That'll be my job.
Yeah, love that. Dreamy.
I don't need a lot of money. So, I mean, Marty, that's my husband, Marty, and I, we talked about, there's freedom and no debt. And so you got to re-examine, like, what do you need? Not that I don't love money.
Right.
I want a ton of money. We're doing, right now I make crazy money. But I also appreciate freedom in not having to have that money so I can walk.
Yeah.
And I think having a family and being someone's mother is powerful. And an equal job, an ridiculously equal job to being a musician. I mean, fuck's sake. You're raising people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like rock and all that can get really fantastical, not to reduce its, truth in you. But if for some reason in the next 3 years you're like, no, I've decided, my gut says I just want to dedicate it to my kid, you are doing a huge, creative, valuable, powerful thing. So don't think you're missing anything.
Yeah.
It's of equal power.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my little
Love it. Love it. Well, this is so awesome. I am going to do my best to edit down, though I just want to put this whole recording on the internet. and just be like, dear everyone, it's going to get good.
Everyone.